and I am back with Scraptember and 30 Days of Sketches. Here's the sketch that we will be playing with by Laura Alberts, and I will be working with these little items here. I've got some tiny word stickers that I do not know where they are from. I thought that they were a Tim Holtz thing, but now I'm starting to think they weren't. I also have a few simple stories in green and yellow. These are very old when they had the little Snap. I'm not sure if they still have the Snap albums. I also have two Heidi Swapp color shines, one in chartreuse and one in black. And I went to my Cricut for this one. So this one will be an all Cricut layout. So I have my title here, as well as my little crows that I cut. Aren't they cute? And then I have my cornfields, which I absolutely love. So I've already went ahead and put all of these together. That way I saved you guys the boring parts of gluing paper to paper. I also matted my photo, which is of a cornfield. Yes, in full bloom. I also have this piece of cardstock that I used to pick up some gold paint that I was finished with. So it's just a leftover media mat. That's basically all it is. And I plan on just adding some sprinkles to give a little depth to my Cricut pieces. So I put the chartreuse all the way down at the bottom, and then I am very lightly sprinkling the black only because I want it to be around the title. And then I will cut this down. So this is only going to be a 6x8 photo. So I'm going to cut 2 inches off one side and 2 inches off the other side. Now, actually, I think they were 3 inches because now I have a 6-inch piece, and then I'll cut 2 inches and 2 inches. And then that way my gold and all my splatters are in the center. And I don't have to worry about, whether or not the mixed media is going to show, because it's going to be in my entire layout. So I really, really like this all cut down. And I've already pulled out all of the stickers and put them on this wax sheet that I intend to use. And I'm not sure if I use them all or not, but the gist of the layout. So basically what I did was I took the sketch and I flipped it. That way I was able to have the cornrows down at the bottom instead of all that journaling. I mean, I don't have a whole lot to say, and I never have that much journaling to begin with. So instead, I decided to make it part of my elements, part of my design for this layout. And then, of course, the little corn husks, or stalks, I should say, are going to be representative of the little flower cluster that's, for mine, it's on top of the pictures instead of on the side. I also decided to put my title up there. So I wanted a very large title, just to help me make, take up some space, and that way the entire page is decorated instead of, leaving a bunch of white space. So I pretty much took this layout and adapted it for what I had and what I needed, because the orientation seemed a little wrong for me, even though, I don't know, I'm not really sure, but it definitely spoke to me when I first saw it that it needed to be on its side. So that's where I decided to put it. Also gluing down all of my elements. So I cut one of my stalks in half, or I should say, fields. I have no idea. I cut one of those in half, and I'm going to have 2 layers on the bottom and just the one up on the top. Yeah, that way it again adds a little bit of depth. Now you really can't see all the little splatters and things like that I did. In fact, I should have done more splatters over top. That way it is kind of a little blended, and it makes it look like it's maybe, dusty or something. I don't know. I can make stuff up all day long. Yes, I can. So I did design this a little bit larger than 6 inches, so that way it will cut down. But when I cut my piece, it's actually 6.5. So I do have to cut it down just a little bit more. I just don't do that until I realize when I go to put it in my album that I made it too big. So luckily I didn't put everything edge to edge, and I did have spaces for me to be able to trim down. So another thing that I want to do is I want to put a tab on the side of the photo. That way it it's represented in the sketch, so I kind of wanted to represent that as well. I'm adding just a little banner that has a cute little tiny word sticker to it. And then I wanted some of the stalks to be overlapping the title. That way it kind of looks like the title is part of the corn stalks and not covering them all up. I also did that. This is just a photo of my kids' grandfather's farm in Idaho. So that's all it was. Jason thought it was pretty, so he took a picture and sent it to me. So there we go. Plus, one day we might not have it. So yeah, of course, we're going to take care of it. Anyways, I'm going to go ahead and pop up my little crows. Every time I think of cornrows, I also think of, the scarecrows and the little blackbirds. So of course I had to put them in. I didn't have any room for a scarecrow. Plus, I'm not a scarecrow person, but that would have been cute if I had a scarecrow. I decided to cut the feet off of this bird and make him look like he is, kind of nestled into my little banner piece that I have. And the other ones, I have them like almost standing on the stalks, if that's a thing. It is in my little world. So, and once I glue all of these little guys down, I will be calling that a day. That is it. Here is the layout. I hope you guys enjoyed this ever so quick and easy layout that I did. I have to add glue because those tiny word stickers don't actually stick. So now I am completely done. And that is it. I love the gold in the background and all the little splatters. Even though I've covered most of them up, they do help kind of fill in the gaps in between the stalks to make it look like it's a whole bunch of rows and full of corn instead of just the two that I put on the page. I really like that. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. Be sure to check out everyone else that is playing along with Scraptember and 30 Days of Sketches, or both. And I will see you guys all later. Thanks.